Good morning, guys. Today I'm in the Richmond range in Waterfalls. There's going to be a couple of them that drop off the plateau. So basically the tops of waterfalls, and then I'm going to try and get to the base of a couple of others. As you can see, a bit shitty weather, but it shouldn't rain on me. It did rain yesterday, so it could help a bit of flow. Yeah, basically there's a campsite and a trail up here to Mount Trinity, and that's really it. The waterfalls are not really part of the trail. It's kind of like a little slight off adventure. Yeah, so not far out, probably about 5-10 minutes away of the first bit of the waterfall. So I've got two waterfalls that I'm going to try and look at the base. They're either side of this. This is the Richmond Range Road, and then this road will wind up the range to the top where the day use area is. So my idea is to bush bash left and right, two different little trips, try and see two waterfalls, and then get back in the car, drive up the range to the top, and then try and see the top of them as well, because I could just climb them maybe, but because the road goes up, well, that's just a no-brainer. And then I might look at Mount Trinity if it's not fucking too misty. This is the problem at the moment, it's quite foggy. And yeah, we will see. There were some views to the right, which hopefully will open up again just here for you, to show you of the valley. There you go, starting to show you again. So what was the lookout just before here, this is not even a lookout, let alone the actual lookout where it was fucking shit. Stop the car, get a nice good view of it. So yeah, alright, I'll see you up when we get to the start of these waterfalls. Sweet! All the neighbouring paddocks. I was a bit worried about this road, how bad it might have been, where it might have been really ruddy and four drivey. Now, in saying that, I'm not up the range yet, so it could get worse, but we're heading towards the Cambridge Plateau, which is what it's called. So hopefully it'll hold some water being a plateau. We're getting at the end of spring now, so it's November, 7 in the morning in New South Wales. Yeah, getting a little bit dry. There's a little bit of lantana about. Now these bellbirds, I'll stop for a second here. Let's listen to them. There's a couple little short clips on this camping spot and stuff on YouTube, and that's really all there is. I found no videos on Mount Trinity, all these waterfalls. But yeah, the reoccurring factor in all these 3 videos that I saw were that the bellbirds were very loud in all the videos, so that's very cool. Okay, so the road splits there, we're going straight. And then welcome to National Park finally. This is where the road might turn to shithouse. We shall see. The road is open, even though it said road closed on that fucking thing there. There's a sign at the start of the road that had road open, even though that gate is open, even though it said a sign on the gate that it was closed. So clearly they haven't removed the sign on the gate. Camera trapping for wildlife, that's interesting. Hello. Camera as you drive in, that's lovely. Alright, see when we get closer. Alright, so this is the starting point. So you're on this ridge or spur going up the ridge, up to the top. On either side of you are 2 gullies of two creeks, 2 waterfalls. So on my right, heading up the range, is Simpkins Creek, which is not as long but there is a potential drop there. So I'm gonna have a quick look. That will be the drier one, I think. To my left is Colmarin Creek, which is much longer, which runs on top of Mount Trinity, which you will get to the top of that, basically a little bit slightly off track from the trail to go to Mount Trinity. So I'm going to do the drier one first, quote unquote. Now there's definitely is a dry forest here. There's very much eucalyptus trees here. Definitely not exactly rainforest, and more lantana. So anyway, we'll see how this goes. The fact that it has rained is probably the best chance we're going to get for the moment. Yeah. And by the way, that lookout I said I was at before, I couldn't say it, I just looked it up as Mallanganee was the name. So, for your reference, where there was foggy views. Alright, so the good thing about dry forest like this is that it's much more open. I can move through it pretty easily. Just gonna mean my way down to the creek and have a look. Hope to find one good drop or a series of cascades. And then we'll go shoot off to the other side. Fun times, eh? See us down when I find some water. Alright, so I don't know if I've started maybe a little bit higher or it's worked out pretty well, but either way I'm finding this natural spur line down at the creek, which maybe was the best option, to be honest. I was maybe going to go below this, but looks like I'm going on it, but it doesn't matter because I'm cutting on a good angle, and you could theoretically cut to your left to go a bit quicker down to the creek, but it's steeper, so I'll just take this slightly longer natural spur, which I reckon... Oh, I just had a tick on me, you fucking bastard. Wow, lucky I found that straight away. Literally just pulled him out of the back of my head. You little fucker. I only been hiking 5 minutes, I don't waste time. Yeah, so just follow this spur down and good to go and check the rest of me now. I'm getting all paranoid. Yeah. Hopefully this will work out to where I need to be. Might even come back out the same way if it works, otherwise I'll probably cut up a steeper way. Knowing me, if I'm closer up the creek, I probably will go out somewhere else, but this is nice because this is really open to walk through. Working out quite good. Alright, let's wish for water. See it's down here. Alright, so the spur just slightly, you turn left halfway down as you're heading towards the creek, just to keep the natural nice descent. I won't be far off now to the creek line. We'll have a look. I think we've started around 400 metres above sea level, and the Richmond Plateau, or sorry, the Cambridge Plateau will just climb. I haven't remembered exactly what number it gets up to, maybe 700. I'll double check that after. But yeah, these aren't going to be massive, massive falls, I'll just tell you now. But it could be at least one good drop of 20 to 50 metres maybe, I don't know, maybe more if I'm really lucky. But yeah, just something to do, something new to go. And because no one's been here, made me curious to be the first one to try and get in here. When I say first one, I mean first one in the last fucking 50 years to explore waterfalls at least. Since whatever logging era has ended. Now, I haven't seen much evidence of logging so far actually, which is interesting. Whether this wasn't logged or, I don't know, it wasn't interesting for them. But there's no big stumps or anything. A lot of thin new trees, but alright, I'm just, you can see the creek's down that way. I'm just kind of finding my best way down. Like I said, I could have gone a steeper, faster way, but I thought no point. Like, it was natural sloping spur to go down. And the thing is too, the lower you go down the creek, the line started like with some possible cascades where I'm going to pop out. So I figured if I cut in higher, knowing me, I would have liked it. I would have had to turn back and go down the creek anyway for a bit of a look. So by starting at the level I'm going to get in, I'm at essentially the start of whatever good topographic lines that are there. It's also the best chance to see how much water there is as well, before I go down some steep gully and realise it's not very good. So this is the best way. Go in slow and steady, find some water, make sure you're happy, follow those cascades up, get to the waterfall, and then climb your way back up to the road. So I'm not seeing any ribbons or any markings of anyone else being down here. I reckon this is the most natural way, this spur, so if someone has done it, this would be a logical way, I think. Like I said, you can go steeper, but why would you bother? Yeah, there's a few trees over. I think they've just fallen down, to be honest, because that's not cut. Well, then again, what's the other end? It's just rotted. It's hard to tell. Not a lot of ferns. There's some little ferns here, which is cool. I love the moss bark. It's a really rotten tree. And as I said, that more ferns are popping out here. No palms or anything. Definitely not a subtropical rainforest. Not as wet as the border, but now you've got Toonambar National Park, which backs onto the north side of this. So you obviously got Eden Creek Falls in there, which is pretty flowing and pretty wet. So that's why I was kind of curious about the southern end of the range. Worst case, I've explored a new road and had a little adventure up here anyway, but I'm sure I'll find something worthy today. Always seem to. Okay, I'll check the map. I shouldn't be far off the creek surely by now where I'm going to get in. So I've dropped down into this first creek. It's bone dry. I was a bit annoyed. I thought, fuck, this is it. Simpkins Creek is fucking bone dry, not even a drop. But looking at the map, it's not it. It must be a dry trib. It's not even marked on the map, which I can't even believe because it's quite wide, like even though it's dry. Apparently Simpkins is still 100 metres or 50 metres up and over this next little bit. So that's where I'll go. Actually, could I just join this creek down maybe? This is a better option. Cut over, follow this out. Let's follow this out, fuck it. Let's bashing, oh no, there's still trees down. Oh, well, maybe I can duck under this tree. If under this tree is all right, I'll keep going this way and just join back around to my left. But yeah, look, not a good sign the trip is dry, but hopefully the main creek is better. I've only got a little bit more to check before I know my answer. And then if it's dry like this, I won't even walk up, but there's no point, honestly, being this dry. Not when I have so many other things I'm going to do today. So worst case, I'll get up Mount Trinity, which will be a success. So I don't know if there's views on that. There's shit down here. I'm going to go up this hill here. Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure these are weird. Like these are little gimpies. Tiny. Pretty sure. First ones I've seen really. Well, there's no wait a while, which is a bonus. But yeah, basically, yeah, I'll check out all this little stuff. And like I said, I'm not going to waste a lot of time with this creek looking for the dry waterfall face. No doubt there's going to be a rock face where waterfalls off. There's no doubt, I can tell that from the map, but there's no point trying to just get up there when possibly Kilmarran Creek is flowing much better. Like I said, it's a long creek on the other side, so I had much more hopes for it. I just chose this first because why not? Do the shitty one first, get excited by the end of the day. That's the best way. It's like having your dessert after dinner, you know? Okay, I think it's starting to drop down, which will be the creek. It's only taken me probably, I don't know, 15 minutes so far to kind of go through this. So far, no more ticks. Touch wood. All right, we'll check in with them on the other creek. We're out. This is Simpkins Creek, and she's flowing. Whoa! Talk about falling down. I should never start the camera too early. I'm always getting excited. I'm like, I'll start filming before I actually jump onto the creek line. I'm gonna fall face first. This is it. This is exactly where I wanted to cut in. This is the start of where it starts to elevate. So actually it's lower here than I thought. We've dropped down a bit in the topographic line. So we're at 250 and it goes up as high as 400 with topographic drops of waterfalls or cascades. So decent enough flow. Like it's not crazy, but it's good. I wouldn't want it any more crazy anyway, because then you'd be walking through a lot of thick water. Like basically the creek would be very wide and be hard to navigate it. So I don't mind creeks when they're actually about medium capacity full, because then it just makes it easy to jump around stuff. It still looks cool enough anyway. If you come in here in high torrent after a huge storm, you'd just be slippery rocks and just nowhere to walk, and you'd be cutting into the bush so much you'd be getting so scratched up. But look at this first little cascade, I'll call it that because hey, we're at it and it's 2 little levels. Water's pretty clear, look at that. There are a lot of leaves, but it hasn't washed everything out yet with all the summer rain yet, so I'm sure after a big flow this will clean this right out really good. But definitely, the water is clear. All right, I'll seize up when we find more cool shit. 5 minutes later, the water's pretty much underground here, but you definitely can see here it pops through. So I'm not worried. We'll definitely have water up the creek. Whoa, look at lizard, look at him. Living his best life. He's having a bath. He's chilling right in that water. Normally they run away. I don't know what's with this guy. That's weird. Very rarely they just hang out. Maybe he's just so fucking sleepy and happy he doesn't care. Weird. Yeah, I'm lucky I didn't like pop in there and saw it was dry and go, oh fuck this, and not even come up it. But no, as I can see in here, this has more water up the creek, not even far out of view. Whereas the other little trib had nothing in view anywhere. So I don't care about that anyway. It was never my intention to go up. Didn't even know it existed. Okay, so gradual. There won't be anything exciting for a bit. I'm aware of that. If there's anything, it'll just be tiny. But at least now I'm on the, instead of coming in steep, as I said, from closer in, I've got a nice, flat, gradual creek hop slowly going up, at least to the first decent drop. So yeah, see how long this takes. It's not a super long section that I'm doing. I'll say I should be done within 3 hours. We shall see. And give me time for the other side. So there's a few creeks, and they're not many, probably about 5 creeks that really run off this range that I eventually want to explore. I think 2 of them are not going to be possible to explore from the base because they cut from someone's paddock, but you can get to the top maybe with a bit of a bush bash. And there's only like 2 or 3 like this one that actually have access to kind of get into the base because it's still national park and there's this road that helps me out. Yeah, basically there's only one named waterfall in this section of forest, and that's called Tungelbung Falls, and funnily enough it's the hardest to get to. Like there is a 4-wheel drive track, I believe, will come off the main Richmond road, which we might look at this afternoon if we have time. And then there's a short bash, well, short bash, probably still a couple Ks to get in. I think it's about 3 each way. You get to Tungelbung Falls. If the 4-wheel drive track was open, you could drive it, but I'm pretty sure there's a gate and it doesn't work. But yeah, it's not a massive fall anyway, Tungelbung. Like I said, nothing in this park is massive. If anything, Kilmarron Falls might be bigger, and that's not technically marked on maps like Tungelbung is, so it's weird. But anyway, yeah, I've never seen any photos of Tungelbung. I can't seem to find any videos of anything on the internet either, so really curious to know what that's like. This is a cool bend in the creek. But yeah, yeah, it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting if I see Kilmarron today and it's really great, and then I eventually get to Tungelbung and you go, what? Why is that the named one and not Kilmarron really popular? And what's weird about Kilmarron is that, like I said, it's not far off the track to Chinese, so they could easily make a side trail to the top of Kilmarron. Look, maybe there is something up there that's not really on the map. Maybe there is a semi-obvious path that people do know about, maybe locals go there. This is nice. But we'll find out when that time comes. Anyway, enough chit chat, I'm moving along here. Seas when we get something bigger and better. Fucking obstacle, the biggest tree down so far. Sounds like I can hear something in the background, a cascade. Probably gonna have to, it's too hard to fucking go through the middle of that. You could, but fuck that. I'll go up and around to the left here. There's a faint trail, so it makes me wonder, again, is this animals or someone crazy like me? Anyway, oh yeah, there's a cascade. Cool little rock, little wall in there too. Alright, wall is pointed out. It's really cool. Yeah, if there's more of that in here, I'll be really ecstatic. This is really nice. So, this cascade's not massive. It's not massive yet. We're not near the big lions, so don't go hatred on me. But we're just working our way out. This is what it is, Creek Explore 101. Finding the unknown. Well, it's just bigger than the last one, so if this gets bigger and better, we're good. Cool. Oh, this is the next little cool one. It's not massive, but I just like how it's really open and there's a nice rock in here too. This rock is awesome. If you know what type of rock it is, feel free to comment. Yeah, not a super deep hole to swim, but with more water it could be. I'm going to bend around this creek. We're about 1/4 of the way into the creekhop so far of the section I'm doing. So yeah, so far so good. Huge rock. It's friggin' taller than me. It's like a massive square of nature. Okay, look at this side. There's all these cool waves on it. Wow, that's all the layers. It's actually really nice. Really nice and mossy too. Little water droplets dripping off it. Awesome. Okay, I'm getting closer to the bigger stuff eventually. That big rock is a good sign. Means it probably washed down from way upstream with this side of the range. I can see an opening around there, which is going to be our waterfall for sure. But I don't think it's that close yet. But we'll see. There is definitely a clear bit of sky, which normally corresponds to openness of the gully. There's a really cool rock on the other side too. Look at this place. We filmed the whole fucking video just non-stop here. Look at this. Try and get closer for you. Oh, I love these birds in here. The old bird, whip bird, I think they call it. There's whip bird and bell bird. I can't even know the difference. I think it's the whip bird. That's cool. I wonder if this is actually a possible waterfall when it's flowing with the trib. Smells a little bit like fiery actually. Whoa, just did a fucking 360. Jesus. Yeah, it's all. This tree has fucked up the soil here. It fell down and eroded everything. I was trying to say, it smells like fire. I can't see anything burnt here, but I know there are some fires. Probably 100 k's away. If I'm suddenly smelling that for some reason. I didn't smell it before. I'm not worried, it's pretty wet here, so I'm not worried. Fire attacking me like the other day. I went up Superbus and friggin' there was a fire in the other gully. And when I started the walk, there was no sign on the gate saying nothing. When I go back to my car, fucking 12 hours later, because I did Mount Bell, Mount Roberts, Lizard Point, and top of Teviot Falls. All these videos will be up soon. Got back to the car, there's a big 2 signs on the gate saying don't enter, wildfire, keep out, park closed. I'm like, well, that's great. Good to know I could have died in there. Yeah, because the sign doesn't help you when you're up the hill and you don't know what's going on. Anyway, I'm going to bend to the right. Obviously, this is a dry little trib just there with the cool boss rocks. Get around this gully, and this is where the opening part was. So we'll see. Maybe it's just one big waterfall, not cascades. We will find out, people. We will find out. Thicket of fucking vines and shit. I really hope it doesn't last too long because I can see the opening around the bend. But fuck, I actually went up that trib. There's no ways to know if I can get back. Probably not, because it would be just as bad. I have to persevere through here. Doesn't look like someone's really been through here, that's for sure, because I'm basically forging the hole to get through. This is the next cascade. The water's not very obvious there, but these big boulders are really cool. There's another rock face coming up. I'm not quite sure if the water's running off that or to the left. Looks like it's going to the left in a little spot. That's what I just pushed through. It was fucking crap. A few spiky bloody things. All right, let's keep going. Landslip I've noticed. Like, look at that massive rock that's fallen down. Looks like there's another landslip coming up. Well, that could be the start of where the waterfall is. The waterfall flow has dropped down, but like I said, I didn't expect much up further upstream, but hopefully it'll still be running off the rock okay. As you can see here, all this fucking shit, because it's been disturbed with the forest, all this lantana is fucking popping up, and it's so steep. So this is where I almost was going to come in, just to get to the base of the falls. You see the difference? Like, I had a nice easy run down versus trying to bash that. It'd just be a fucking nightmare. I don't even know how I'm even going to get back out. Hopefully there's an easier way closer to the falls to get up. If I'm lucky, there's kind of like a spot like that where there's less lantana. Otherwise I'm going to go right back the whole way I came. I hope not. I'm sure I'll find a way out. I always seem to. But yeah, it just fucking sucks that, look how fucking, just how much shit there is to go through. I'm getting a few trees down here, which really sucks, but they're all just sliding off this landslide. That's my problem. Anyway, let's keep going. All right, so after the landslip, we've got to this corner. The water's not obvious, but you can hear it. You can see a little bit here. It's underground again. Coming through that rock. So I'll keep persevering. We're not far off the main falls anyway, or the main side of the cliff, regardless of what it is. And there would be my way out. I could get up there anyway, I think, if I had to, not backtrack. But we'll keep going. See how this turns out. It's more rocky now, which is good and bad. Could just be rocky the whole way up. Or, I swear I saw some sky before that. It could have just been the angle of the, yeah, it's around there. So I reckon that's where, I think we're good. I think that's where we need to be. I think that's gonna be it. Around this corner. If I'm not getting delusioned that like it's still another few more turns away, but we'll find out. But yeah, sucks here because there's no water. But like I said, it's definitely there because it's underground. Waiting for this little fucking, really tight little canyon thing. Well, still fun to explore these boulders in this creek anyway. I'm pretty confident Connemara is going to be twice as good anyway, so I'm not stressed. Like I said, this was just a bonus. Still hear water, that's good. There it is, just trickling through. A massive rock. So it might end up being a very low flow waterfall by the end we get to the cliff, but regardless, we'll see. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit hard to get around here. I have to go left or right. Let's go steep right. Turn to the creek, just look at all these big rocks. It's pretty dry there, as you can see, but we're not far off the main event. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep winding my way around, hopping through, get to the cliff face, see what we get. Just want to show you this rock from this side. Look at this fucking really cool series of fucking volcanic rocks that just like cracked and formed and stuck to it. It looks like a fucking, like, you know, like a fucking, I don't know, hematoma stuck to the side of the rock. Like, it's crazy. I've never seen much like that before, especially on a round rock. Like, okay, so the tightest lines of the day and the biggest drop that we're going to find is around this corner. So we'll find out. The fact that it's really dry here is not looking good for us. But regardless, we'll get to the base of that big cliff face. If that's dry, I'll be cutting straight out. There's no point keep going. But if it's got some water, I'll probably either try to climb it or we'll cut out to the road. Like I said, I can drive around and get to the top later on anyway. And I'll focus on getting to the base of Waterfalls. So yeah, this part here, a little bit slow going because you just got to go around these massive boulders. I had to climb around a few different spots. And it's just big drops down, so it just takes a bit of care to get through this. Even here, I have to drop down, try to get up. It's like barely doable, but just. All right, so I've got to the first big drop of the day. It's really cool looking fucking rock formation, but unfortunately, it is bone dry. You can see the volcanic fucking pylons. So I think this is actually possibly scoria rock. Don't quote me, that's what I think it is. That's normally what those pylons are. But yeah, look, there's definitely got to be another drop. I can tell by the topographic lines, probably just as big or bigger. Unfortunately, with no flow here, it's really just shit to go above it. Like I say, it did rain yesterday, not a massive amount, but as you saw, the creek downstream was flowing cool. There was a cool little series of little cascades, but unfortunately where we wanted it to flow amazing, it is just too dry. Like I said, this creek is short where it starts off the side of the hill, so I never really had big expectations for it. So it is what it is. This is all right. I'm still happy to explore what I've seen. Is it worth going further? Maybe. Is it worth it? Maybe not, because, you know, like I said, it's going to be dry. Yes, I might get another photo of a really dry rock face that's bigger and better, but it's all good. Let's just move out. Let's go to Kilmartin. I'm going to head out to my left here. It's going to be much steeper than my way in, but I'm going to find a way. It looks like it's a decent fucking like thin forest to push through there at least. I might have some luck. I don't have to go back to the spur. At least there's no crazy lantana up there. So far, touch wood, what I can see. And yeah, if I do spy something from the side, maybe I'll have another look for you, but otherwise we're heading out, back to the road, back to the other creek. Let's do this. So it's taken me about an hour to do this. So not a massive day. Some people would argue this was not even worth it. That's up to you. I don't give a fuck about your opinions, because it's worth it for me. I had fun going to explore these cool little canyons and rock faces that still no one really sees. It's still pretty amazing. Yeah, look, if you come back after massive flow, maybe this will be something, you know, more extravagant. There's a pretty deep hole at the bottom. Like for sure, that's going to fill up with water. So it gives you an idea of how much water would sit there and comes off it. There are really cool water droplets coming off the moss as well. Anyway, here's what it is. This is what exploring is about. Don't always get the massive fucking win. It's all good because I'm confident about what I'm going to find next. Sweet. Okay, I might even make this possibly a second video because people kind of complain about how long videos are, but you know, boo-hoo, this and that. So what I'll do is I'll climb out, I'll keep tabs of you on my exit, let you know how it goes. And yeah, exit up there. Heading out on my exit. Get some views on the skyline there. That's pretty cool. I'm not sure if we'll get another vantage point that's better further up, so I just thought I'd show you now. I've kind of weaved back to follow this dry trip up. So you've got two options. You can kind of go the steepest way to the corner of the road and get straight out that way, which I might just do that. Walk the road back. Otherwise you can cut on an angle that way, slightly longer, and of course less steep. But look, considering I don't think it's that bad, I'm just going to keep trying to traipse up on the corner of this road, the fastest way to get to a dirt track. So we'll see. I'm still basically next to the creek here, so if it does have something big, I can show you again. Yeah, even just big rock face from the side would be interesting to see, just to know. Or maybe it's still further away, maybe I'll veer too far. Who knows? There is a sunspot there, which gives me indication that still might be the cliff face of the next drop up. Yeah. If not, I'll exit up through there. Let's have a little look in this sun corner before I abandon this and go out. Very wet in here, like there's a lot of moss and rotting trees. It definitely has moisture that sits here. There's no doubt about that. It's a shame she wasn't flowing properly. Yeah, it looks like it's flattened a little bit here. Yeah, no, I wouldn't bother. Alright, let's go out. So I'm nearly there. That little bit of top of the ridge there is the corner of the road. I've come up pretty much just stuff like this. It's been rocks and fairly open. So theoretically you could just cut down this way, the fast way in, and base that 4 if you want to check it out. It's probably only like 10 meters tall anyway, so probably wouldn't be for most people. But if you want to save an hour, it's only like 200 meters from the road in to get to that point. This last part is super steep, but it's not hard. I can just climb my way up. It's definitely more inviting to go up than just going down. Definitely sweating a bit, but that's all part of the fun. But yeah, I mean, I did find those cool cascades downstream, so it's worth doing the little circle that I did. It only took me an hour and a bit. Yep, I'll clamp up here. I need 2 hands to do this part, but it's a lot to hold on to. A little bit of loose soil, but I'm sure I'll be fine. Just like that, I'm out. And there's that view I was spying before down there. So if you look at the road here, your markers are broken fucking pole. Another sign has been bent and give way 1 lane, which is going down, which is the way we just gotta go back to the car. So I've just basically come straight through there. So standing at this point, you just kind of be like, fuck that. That's why I love climbing up stuff, because it always looks way more achievable than you parking here and going, all right, let's go down to Simpkins Creek. You'd be like, I'm not feeling it. And your girlfriend's talking, I'm not going there, there's fucking spiky and spiders and snakes and no, we're gonna clear the road because I'm a good person. Look how nice I am. It's mainly so I don't run over it, so. All right, so must have had a bit of a landslip here. I don't know why they're panicking about putting concrete barriers. There's not even anything there. Anyway, like I said, you could come back on a less steep angle, longer, but there's no point. That way it was pretty thin, a forest. That looks pretty thick down there anyway. You can get any lantana on the way out, so I'm pretty happy for that. Nearly hit a patch, but I went around it pretty easily. Here's the views again, fucking epic. Welcome to the Richmond Range, people. So we're only about 5 minutes walk back down to the car and have a crack at Kalmarin now. So that's it. I'll make this a different video, so thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to like it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So you know, get some comments happening, people. Share it around. Feel free to hit notification bell to get notified of all my misadventures. And catch you on the next one. Peace out. Yeah, just gets a real lantana along here. I definitely chose the best way to get out. That's for sure. I want to show you this wildlife camera up close, by the way. I haven't really seen these before. I'm guessing it's just a GoPro shoved in a fucking pole. Go through the flap. I need a screwdriver to lift it up, maybe a big stick. Interesting. You wanted a free GoPro. This camera's a code locked. It cannot be used without the code. Please don't steal it. Don't steal our cameras.